B-March Boxing, what's happening, world? Back at it with another boxing video. Happy Black History Month to everybody out there. You check it? Back at it with another boxing video. So the man Terrance Crawford right now needs to play his cards right, and he might be in position to hopefully get in position to get himself this Errol Spence fight and also have some kind of leverage tactics, you know what I mean? How does he do that? He got to get his hands on the man Yordenis Ugas, you know what I mean? Yordenis Ugas right now is his meal ticket. You check it? The man Terrance Crawford needs the man Yordenis Ugas bad. He needs Yordenis Ugas like a pipehead needs his rocks, you know what I mean? Real talk, you check it? Now, with that being said, Yordenis Ugas has been elevated to the champion, WBA super champion, after the man Manny Pacquiao has been Manny Pacquiao has been demoted to champion in recess due to inactivity. You know what I mean? The man Manny Pacquiao hasn't fought since July of 2019. You know what I'm saying? Today's February 1st, Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? 2021. It's been a little while since Manny Pacquiao has been active. You know what I'm saying? At 42 years old, it's probably about that time to hang it up. You know what I mean? Real talk. Focus on politics. Try to become the president of the Philippines. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, especially with the man Yordenis Ugas being elevated to the world champion, WBA super champion at 147 pounds, that man Terrance Crawford needs to go ahead and try to make that fight happen, Now, there was talks of this fight being made sometime last year during the pandemic 2020, you know what I mean? There was talks in the summertime, you know what I mean? Boxing hadn't come back. Bob Arum was the first one to bring boxing back during the pandemic in the bubble over there at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying? But, due to, financial situations, you know what I mean, there probably wasn't enough bread to spread around to pay both Yordenis Ugas and the man Terrance Crawford. That fight was basically deaded, you know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there, because 2021 is a new day. Neither guy, as of right now, as I know, they don't have an opponent, you know what I'm saying? The man Terrance Crawford, if he wants any kind of leverage tactics when it comes to negotiations for this fight between him and Errol Spence that the world been craving for at 147 pounds, he needs to go ahead and try to get the man Yordenis Ugas in the ring, and if he can possibly beat him, then he has two straps just like the man Errol Spence, you know what I'm saying? Now, Yordenis Ugas is a good fighter, He has a few losses, I believe 4 or 5 losses, 20-something wins, about 12 KOs, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't have no signature win against no great fighters currently right now, but I did think he beat the man Sean Porter. I thought he beat Sean Porter that night, you know what I'm saying? I believe that fight was on PBC on Fox, and I thought he beat him, and he should have been a world champion that night, but that's neither here nor there. Now he's in position, and he ain't even have to fight nobody, you know what I mean? Just by the grace of God, Manny Pacquiao's in activity, granted the man, and also that guy, the best Putin guy who held the WBA regular belt that Yordenis Ugas was holding before he got elevated to super champ. That guy popped dirty for steroids, you know what I'm saying? And that's how Yordenis Ugas got in position to hold the regular belt, you know what I mean, at WBA. I hate talking about those Reggie belts because to me they mean nothing, you know what I mean? I'm from the old school, you check it. I don't even like the WBO belt, really. I preferred it when it was 2 or 3 world titles to hold before you become undisputed. But, this is a new age in boxing, you know what I mean? There's a lot of these sanctioning bodies out here, they want to put their hands in everybody's pockets. Look at the WBA, WBC. In every division, man, they be getting sanctioning fees from 2 to 3 different fighters, you know what I mean? It's just a money grab at the end of the day. But, Terrance Crawford needs Yordenis Ugas. I mean, does Yordenis Ugas needs Terrance Crawford as bad as Bud needs him? No, he doesn't, because, he could fight the man Errol Spence. That's an in-house fight that could be made over there on the PBC. And could you blame him if he takes that fight? I wouldn't blame him, you know what I'm saying? He don't have to cross over the side of the street unless he gets compensated well. And that's the number one question right there. Will Bob Arum put out that paper to pay the man Yordenis Ugas to go ahead and come to Top Rank to try to unify titles with this Bud Crawford, you know what I mean? Especially with the disparaging comments the man Bob Arum, Top Rank's CEO and promoter of the man Terrance Crawford, he said, the man, he hasn't made no money messing with the man, Bud Crawford, and he's lost a lot of money, and he could have built a house in Beverly Hills with all the paper that he's lost trying to promote the man, Bud Crawford. If I was Bud Crawford, I don't know if I'd be able to stay on Top Rank after hearing those type of comments coming from a guy who's supposed to have your back, a guy who's supposed to promote you. That's his job, Bob Arum. But Bob Arum, he's getting up there in age, and when these people get up there in age, they don't care what they say, because there's no repercussions. What's anybody going to tell Bob Arum, you know what I mean? Bob Arum has a Hall of Fame resume that he can back up, you know what I'm saying? So, Terrance Crawford versus Yordenis Ugas is a must-have fight for the man, Bud Crawford. If he wants any kind of negotiation tactics, any kind of leverage, you know what I'm saying? If he can beat the man, Yordenis Ugas, if he could beat him, then he has 2 strikes just like the man Errol Spence, Now, Errol Spence has done pay-per-views. That's all he does now, you know what I mean? He ain't fighting on regular TV. He fights on pay-per-views. But Crawford, on the other hand, hasn't done so well with his pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? And that still might leave some, even if the man Bud Crawford does attain 2 straps, he's still going to have to, he still might have to, Errol Spence might still have to have the edge as far as negotiations, you know what I mean? But that shouldn't matter one bit, because if Terrance Crawford thinks he could beat the man Errol Spence, but if he comes with his two straps, let's do it, you know what I'm saying? So, Yordenis Ugas, will he come over there to Top Rank to fight the man Bud Crawford? I think if he's compensated well, and I think that's what happened last year, 2020, why the fight didn't happen. It was a pandemic. Bob Arum probably wasn't ready to put out the kind of paper that probably Yordenis Ugas was demanding, you know what I'm saying, to come over there. And, it's not demanding like it's a bad thing, because really and truly, he doesn't have to go over there to the PBC. To Top Rank to fight the man Bud Crawford. If he has any ambitions of becoming the #1 pound-for-pound fighter or a top dog in the game, then he would, you know what I'm saying? But in this day and age, I don't know too many of these fighters' ambitions, whether they for legacy or for paper. It's more the latter, you know what I'm saying? They more for that money, more than legacy, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess the legacy ain't gonna pay their light bills, you know what I mean? And that's a damn shame, you check it, because that's how the boxing game has become, It's always been a business, but these days, fellas ain't really trying to take no risk unless they're going to get paid handsomely, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, Terrance Crawford needs to go ahead and get that man in the ring, you know what I mean? We need a legitimate lineal champion at 147 pounds. These guys been playing around. We haven't had a lineal champion at 147 since Pacquiao beat Tim Bradley. That's a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford's been a lineal champion in the 2 previous divisions he was at before he came up to 147. That's lightweight and junior welterweight, And if I would hope he would be trying to get himself a 3rd lineal title. In boxing right now, man, there's 17 divisions, but we only probably have like 4 or 5 lineal champions. And that's a damn shame. Where's all these guys' ambitions? Who wants to be the top dog in their division, looking down on everybody else while they looking up at the #1 guy in the division, the champion, you know what I'm saying? Not the #1 or #2, but the champion, We got the lineal champion at heavyweight, Tyson Fury. Cruiserweight, we had Alexander Usyk, but of course he vacated all that because he moved up to heavyweight. 175 pounds, we got Better Beef. He beat Vosdick. Vosdick beat Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson beat Chad Dawson. Chad Dawson beat B-Hop. B-Hop beat Jean Pascal. And before that, when Pascal and Hopkins fought, the title was vacant because it was vacated by the Hungarian, Zsolt Erdős, who held that title for 5 years, you know what I mean? Because he beat Julio Cesar Gonzalez. Julio Cesar Gonzalez beat Darius Michikowski. Michikowski beat Virgil Hill. I could take y'all back with that lineage of the lineal title, you know what I'm saying? The man who beat 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 the man. You heard? Now, I'd love to see my guy, Terrance Crawford, go ahead and get slim in the ring, you know what I mean? Yordenis Ugas got a very good skill set, Not really a big power puncher, Definitely a guy from the Cuban School of Boxing, you know what I'm saying? And it's only right that Bud Crawford tries to get that man in the ring. They were talking about it last year. Let's make it happen for 2021, you know? If he wants to have 2 straps, I believe he beats a man, Yordenis Ugas, you know what I mean? But if it was a fifth or if it was a spliff, would be all effed up, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, anything could happen. It's boxing, but I would put my money in favor of the man Bud Crawford to win that fight. And Yordenis Ugas, hopefully, man, he can get compensated well, you know what I mean? I don't know if Bob Am what he's gonna do with the man Bud Crawford, but as of right now, as I do this video on Black History Month, happy Black History Month to everybody out there. As of right now, neither guy has an opponent next, you know what I'm saying? So why not? Let's make it happen, you know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford needs Yordenis Ugas more than Ugas needs Bud Crawford, and that's a fact, because Ugas don't need to go nowhere. He could go ahead and try unify 3 straps total with the man Errol Spence on pay-per-view, get more paper. Can Bob Arum match that? Time will tell. Be Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.